Are you tired? Like really, really ridiculously tired? Why is it that we have no energy right now? If you're like me, you don't want to expend a bunch of energy just to get a teeny tiny bit of energy back. We want major energy back to make it worth our while. These 7 habits will help you gain huge energy back. When we have low energy, it makes it hard for us to be active, be productive, hang out with our family, be in a good mood. Ultimately, we just feel like we're dragging ourselves all of the time, and we can feel pretty bad about ourselves. The second thing, sleep less. That's right, you heard me. Now, I don't know about you, but too much sleep is rarely a problem. So what do I mean by sleep less? Don't take naps and develop healthy sleep routines. Like, for example, don't sleep in on the weekends. Try to maintain the same sleep schedule. Now, I know a lot of people are like, I am really tired of hearing about that. But are you still tired? Because if you are, you might need to try to keep the same sleep routine. And that means not taking naps all of the time. If I have a nap, I cannot fall asleep at night. And whenever I sleep in, I struggle seriously with falling asleep on Sunday night and then getting up on Monday. And it is a vicious circle going on and on. So stop oversleeping and just sleep what you need. But also stop undersleeping. A lot of people, they cut corners, especially during the week. So they will only get 5 to 6 hours of sleep, when in actuality, we actually need about 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Now, in the book, Why We Sleep, it is explained that very few people need just 6 hours of sleep. Most people need between 7 and 9. Very, very few people need 6. So if you're one of those people who thinks that you need only 6 hours of sleep and yet you're tired all of the time, that might be why. And for the focused impaired, this tip will help you as well. How do we develop these new habits? Sometimes it's just too easy to stay in our way because we don't have the energy or drive to actually make things happen. I got 2 words for you: baby steps. Now, it will happen if you do it bit by bit. Now, I developed a habit tracker. You can download it below. I use this all of the time. For each new habit, just put an X on the days when you complete the task. Or if you're like me and you love stickers, use stickers. So this is the habit tracker. And then you can print the second page, which is your reward tracker. So the one you get won't say week 2 for everyone, but this is like week 1. What are you going to do? I've got a little quote here. And what are you going to do for yourself? And then do it. Check off when you have rewarded yourself after week 1. And even if it's like not every day, reward yourself if you feel like you deserve it. You know what I mean? Like if you do like 6 days of like a mild exercise or whatever, like, you know, often it's like take a rest day, right? Or if you are awesome with your sleep every day, maybe not on that 7th day, that is totally okay. I get it. Like you determine, you make the rules for you. So print off this. Link is below, and it will help you keep track and motivated, which is the most important part. I like to shoot for a success rate of about 80% most of the time. I have grace with myself when I'm not always doing exactly 100%, but once you get closer to that 100% and you've been doing it for about 3 months, that habit will likely be stuck. Getting enough sunshine is huge for our circadian rhythms, happiness, and energy. Dr. Amy Shaw, in her book, I'm So Effing Tired, explains how important it is to maintain a good circadian rhythm for getting sunshine ASAP in the morning. But if you live somewhere where it rains a lot, like maybe Seattle or Vancouver Island, where it is hard to get sun in the winter, try a sad light. They're not exactly the same as the sun. It's not the same. But I personally take vitamin D in the winter and I use my sad light. And first thing in the morning, it is not the same, but it is huge. It actually helps me feel more awake, it helps me sleep better, and it actually helps me feel better in the winter. Another important thing to do is to reward yourself periodically for meeting your goals. Like if you're working out almost every day, then you need to be doing something for yourself. Like get some new nail polish, get a manicure, or do something fun with your family. That brings me to exercise. Now I know you're like, oh my gosh, how many times have I myself said, I don't have the energy to exercise, but then if I push myself and I actually do the workout, I'm like, I am full of energy. Exercise is amazing for you. Not only does it help you sleep better, I mean, it gives you more oxygen. It makes you feel more awake. The endorphins and all of the blood flowing through your body just makes you feel so much better. And I mean, I love oxygen almost as much as I love dopamine. I might even love it just a little bit more. And exercise can also help you lose a little bit of extra pounds if you want even more energy, and it can help you feel better. Exercise is amazing for your mental health. As an aside, don't start all of your new habits at once. Say you're just working on your sleep. Do that for a little bit until you have a handle on it, then add in the new things. And also, talk to your doctor before starting any exercise or new diet. So what is the only nutrient that can enhance performance for nearly all activities? Well, that would be water. Most people do not drink enough water. And if you're like me, I wasn't drinking enough water either. Now, this can impact your energy overall, huge, but it can also impact your sleep. Now, when my husband actually increased his water intake, his sleep improved dramatically. You will also have far more energy for your workouts, you will focus deeper, and you will feel more alert. One of the things we have done in our house is we have a soda stream because the water coming out of our taps is great and we love fizzy water, so we drink that a lot. Another thing is to have a glass of water first thing in the morning. That is what I do, and that helps me get off to a great start. There are some great apps to also help you keep track, like the Water Llama app, which I really like, not sponsored. Now this brings us to diet. You need to eat for fuel. When we eat a lot of refined carbohydrates, our blood sugar spikes up and then our pancreas kicks in and it releases insulin, causing the sugar to be taken up by the cells, and then our sugar crashes again. We crave more sugar and carbohydrates and the cycle continues. I do love chips though. Basically, refined carbohydrates, not so good for your energy. It makes you tired, and honestly, it's a vicious cycle. So for me, I do not drink pop and I limit junk food. I basically like to eat a protein and a fat anytime I have a carbohydrate, and I love eating lots of fruits and vegetables. When I fall off of the wagon of that habit, that's when I start to notice my energy dipping. So for me, I like to fuel myself with healthy food. Now that brings me to alcohol. I do love a nice gin and tonic. It is true, but I know if I'm gonna have a gin and tonic that I will be tired the next day. I have trouble word finding. It is just not good. So I recognize that if I'm going to have it the next day, kind of a write-off. Even if I just have one, it impacts my energy and my sleep big time. And in the book, Why We Sleep, it is discussed why alcohol is so hard on our sleep, and it affects our REM sleep. And for me, I personally feel like I dream all night if I have alcohol, literally even one. So I'm not saying not to drink. I'm just saying if you're really tired, drinking alcohol can have a major impact on your energy. So maybe consider that. You might not like this, but you need to start saying no a whole lot more, because no is a complete sentence. Say no as often as you can. We overcommit ourselves a lot, and sometimes we commit to things we don't want to do, and this can lead to major fatigue as well. Now we need to determine what is a priority and what isn't. Ditch the things that don't bring you joy or aren't a major requirement for sustaining life, like, for example, your job, but also review your job if it is stealing a ton of your energy. Slowing down is absolutely massive in getting more energy. Now, I myself used to rush everywhere, and I have made a commitment to myself that I will not rush anymore unless it's like a true emergency. I no longer hustle, and nothing is urgent. Because if we are rushing all of the time, it is hard on us. We just feel like we are behind the 8 ball all the time. Our stress goes up. It is so bad for us. So I do not rush anymore. In fact, this topic is so important. I made a whole video all about it, and you can check it out here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.